is the f- the f- the day that's the favorites to all gym bros. My personal favorite day, and that is a rest day, also known as a leg day. Now, I'm gonna show you guys this meme just to kind of like show you what I how I feel about leg day. I don't know if you could see it. Pretty much that. I mean, like a lot of leg days in the genetics, calves mostly. But either way, we gotta hit legs. We're athletes, right? We want to make sure our legs are not useless. No, but in all honesty, I do want to kind of like now that I'm on a surplus, not cutting so much. I've been cutting. I want to kind of gain my strength back in my legs. Do a lot of the basic exercises. I know a lot of newer people are watching this, so especially like I see on the replay, I see your guys' feedback. I know we have a lot of beginners, and one thing about fitness is even when you get to the higher levels, even when you have 2 years of experience, 3 years, 4 years, even 5 years, the basics are so beneficial for you. So we're gonna make a very, very basic leg day today. Simple, a squat, a leg press, like a Romanian deadlift, leg extensions, leg curls, and then maybe throw in some calves in between. But not going crazy, sticking to 3 sets, keeping it simple. But we're here today. I'm editing a YouTube video that's gonna go up tomorrow, so it's gonna be a pretty long day. Not gonna lie. We're not using headphones because I'm live. Normally I would use my Bose headphones. Our fit for the day, we got this Alpha Lee Aero T, right? Really sick logo, code Oscar. Same thing with the shorts, short shorts, also Alpha Elite. We have our duffel bag here. I don't know if you guys noticed, I'm decked out in pretty much everything I have is Alpha Elite, but here's our bag, and also we come prepared because we know it's going to be a long day. We have our meal prep in here. Right, this is like chicken, green beans, and then like some buffalo sauce. It looks good once I cook it with like a quick ready rice, just for convenience. Throw this in the microwave, 60 seconds, we're ready to go. And yeah, it's gonna be a long day. I'm not gonna be home for a while. But first things first, we have a leg day. So I normally don't drink pre-workout, but I will drink pre-workout on leg days just because again, I'm like, woo, it's a leg day. I'm trying to change that mindset though. We're trying to hit legs because legs are very, very important here. I'll show you guys something. Little break room. Now, because I don't drink pre-workout every single day, this is something I rarely do, especially right now. I won't drink too much. I only need a little bit. I have these little cups right in here. We're gonna drink Ghost Legend pre-workout for today. I don't know if you guys can see, but that's not even half. It's a little like less than half. It's like a quarter of a scoop. I don't even get some off because I don't need that much. That's it. That's all we need. Oh, see, I'm not. Put a little bit of water in this. Mix it. I need something to mix it with. Let's get a little spoon, little plastic spoon here. And there's our pre-workout. All right. Pour some water in there. That's my spot. It's not my spot, but I literally spend a lot of time here just editing videos, editing reels, editing YouTube videos, responding to clients, doing client calls, all that good stuff. And then there's a candy wall there to tempt me. We're gonna go, basically, we're doing a leg day today. We're doing a proper good warm up. Make sure the legs are nice and loose. And then I'll try to give like instructions through the leg days. And yeah, it's funny because I think like out of all the videos I do, whenever I do upper body days, I think those will get more views. The leg days, I don't think they'll get that much views. It's a little embarrassing though because my strength is really down right now. So we're gonna do some squats. We're gonna test out our strength today, do like sets of 3, which normally I would never have a beginner do. But I've been kind of like trying to get my strength back. So we're gonna test it out today, see where we're at. I want to get back to where I'm doing like over 3 plates on my leg days, especially on squats. All right, little shot glass of pre-workout. I don't want to drink too much water, because if I have too much water in my belly, then I feel like a little lethargic, a little like full while I'm doing my leg day, and I don't want to feel that way. It's purple because I'm not overthinking. There's like, I had electrolytes in here, and it's like a watermelon flavor, and we just mixed pre-workout in here. That's why it's purple, but normally it would not be this color. Normally it'd be like a blue. Yeah. Very sour, because the pre-workout we drank was a Ghost collab with Sour Strips, so that's why it's sour. We got our belt. Very simple. Little waist belt. We're gonna go warm up. Let's get it, guys. I've been having a lot of fun doing these lives. It's like, this is what I would normally already do. Just like work out, come to the gym. I am doing a couple extra workouts just for the live, but that's okay. We're eating good. All right, here we go. This is where I get to see like the gym vibe every single day. We're seeing it feels a little busy up here in gym number 1. But the bottom, let's get a good look. Honestly, pretty empty. All the squat racks are empty. It's a Tuesday. Normally Tuesdays people are doing upper body, because normally people do like back day on Tuesday, chest day on Mondays, but we're doing leg day on a Tuesday, so it's a little easier to find the squat racks. Look at every single squat rack is open. These are the squat racks we're gonna use to do our squats today. But we gotta warm up. Gotta get a good warm up here. Let's set up right here. I'm gonna grab a foam roller. These are the two things I grab to warm up for my leg day. A foam roller, and then just like a little foam pad for ourselves. Now, I used to be a personal trainer, and then I started doing a lot more group training. And with group training, I basically would walk through a group of 6 to 8 people, and I'd kind of like teach them all like the basic stuff. The first thing I would do is I would sit them all on the turf. We had a red turf back in my gym in Arizona, and then we would go over like some warm-up, some stretching, and then during it, I'd kind of just chat with them, right? How's their day? How's life going? How are their... A lot of my classes were like a lot of female, so I'd be like, yo, how's your relationship with that one dude going? And they would like talk drama before we started working out. Once we started working out, we would lock in, right? And it was no more drama talk, no more how your day was talk. It was just we would lock in, put them through a workout. But with foam rolling, think about it this way. A good analogy I would use is, imagine you have a rubber band, right? And you tie it into a knot, right? So you have a rubber band, you tie it into a knot. If you wanted to get rid of the knot by pulling the rubber band and seeing if that knot would just get tighter and tighter and tighter, you actually have to undo the knot first. That way you get that elasticity in the rubber band. So basically we're doing that with our muscles, right? We're kind of undoing like these little knots, kind of warming up. Now it's not that big of a deal, right? But pretty straightforward. With foam rolling, you start from the bottom and go up, right? So we start from the bottom, the soleus, the calf area, hit the calves, hamstrings, go higher, hit the glutes, lower back, mid back, upper back, and then we flip over, hit the quads, and then hit our leg day. So let me put this, I think I'm gonna have it right here for today. There we go. So again, just kind of, there we go. Kind of digging into the soleus, that bottom of the calf area, which is very important for legs. If you have a very tight soleus, this muscle here, then you're gonna be leaning on your toes a lot when you do squats. It's gonna hurt your knees a lot more. But if you had good ankle mobility, which is kind of what we're trying to loosen up right now, then you can do your squats a lot deeper. They feel comfortable. You're less likely to get hurt, less likely to hurt your knees and your lower back. Doing the calves. I'm not spending too much time on this. I'm literally just warming up. We'll do more thorough kind of like mobility exercises for our squats right now. So right now we're just literally kind of like loosening everything up. Go hamstrings. If you really want to spend time and do this for longer, you could, but I'm not trying to do that. I'm doing both hamstrings. If I wanted to put more pressure on one, I would just cross them, lean, and put all my pressure on that one hamstring. Do the other side a little bit. Again, we're just loosening up. Now for glutes, a lot of people have really tight glutes, so we're going here. We're gonna lean on one side, cross our leg, and then just kind of roll out the glute all the way to the top of the hip. That's usually where people feel the tightness. It's right when they get to the hip and the glute. And just kind of like loosen that up, roll it out. Which mine are really tight because that hurts. Whew. I'm trying to think of a podcast topic for today. And I think today's podcast topic, which I don't know, I might record on the live. I don't think I will, but maybe I will. I think we're gonna make it on, I call it the bitch voice. The bitch voice, a little voice in your head. I call it the bitch voice because it usually comes out when you're doing something difficult, when you're doing something hard. And it's like that little voice that starts feeling sorry for itself. And it's like, oh, this hurts, you know, like, and I'm gonna do a whole podcast topic on it. All right, let's get the upper back. Oh, this one, if you guys have a foam roller at the gym and you wanna get a good crack, put the foam roller there. Give yourself a really big hug. So like a really tight hug. Reach with your fingers and then just pull your weight on your upper back. Just like that. By the way, that little creaking is the foam roller. Sorry, I'm not farting. But yeah, if you feel pops, completely normal. Because your upper back will probably pop if you haven't popped in a while. All right, after the foam roller, we got this guy. And then we're gonna basically warm up our adductors, the inner thighs. Right, that when we do squats, so we gotta push the knees out. We're not tight here, we don't pull this. So here, knee down, foot flat, pointing straight forward. We reach back with the hips, and then bring the hip forward, squeeze the glute. We do this about 8 each side. Warm me up this guy right here. So a lot of people pull this when they do leg day. Now we're doing back squats today, but you don't have to do back squats. You can do hack squats. You can do, if you're a beginner, maybe even just doing like a leg press or a goblet squat. Grab the weight here, make sure your heels on the floor, doing it that way. Good morning, sir. What's going on, man? If you're saying good morning, that means you might be in the same time zone as me, or at least in like the US. Because I got people from different countries and they're usually from all over the world. And right now, for example, my mom and my little brother are in Japan. I think over there currently it is, they're in bed, their bedtime right now. They're probably asleep. It's probably like 11 p.m., midnight right now for them. We're just warming up for a leg day today. Very chill leg day. Do 8 more on this side, 8 more on the other side. How are you doing, man? Where are you from? I'm really liking streaming on YouTube, guys. This is day number 4. We're streaming a leg day. If you would have asked me if you would ever stream a leg day back in the day, I would have said no, because I'm not gonna say I hate doing leg day. I gotta stop saying that, because then I'm actually gonna believe it. But it's just not as fun as doing like arms, you know, when you get that arm pump. Take that post-workout selfie in the mirror, no shirt, and your arms are looking juicy. I've had like very, very small arms my whole life, so when I get an arm pump, I get so happy. I've never cared for legs. My legs have always been so small that I don't even think of my legs. As long as my legs are like relatively strong, I don't really care how they look, as long as they're not like the thumbnail for this video, I photoshopped it, as long as they don't look like that, pretty much. But all the funny videos, probably like 30% of the videos that I've made, all the skits, the funny stuff, have been me just like making fun of my legs, photoshopping my legs, and they do really well, because I think a lot of gym bros can relate to not liking leg day. But we're changing that. We like doing leg day. We're trying to grow our legs. This is our legs right now. Nothing special, just like athlete. I've been an athlete my whole life, played basketball, right? So I got quads, I got insertions. All right. I don't want to warm up all day on stream, so we're speeding it up, but we're still being careful. Hopefully they don't take my I'm gonna try to get the squat rack in the corner. That way I'm not in people's way. Yeah, we'll get this one right here. All right, let's extend this tripod. Get ready for this. What up, G?
Good morning, senor.
Good morning. You work today?
Yes, sir.
You wanna say hi?
I come to say hi.
There's 3 people on, and then like about 200 people watch the replays.
Nice, nice.
But it's
Good
growing.
brother.
What's that? Okay, this is how you pull up the YouTube chat. It's a little different. So we have Javang Fitness. So he probably works out, so he's probably pretty strong. So he's probably gonna look at my leg day and be like, yo, this guy's a little big. And then we have Eden Usani. How much can you lift? How much can you lift?
Like, see how much you can lift, bro.
I will find out. You'll find out. Not that much. I do pretty well on upper body days, but
You see
it's
the
a leg day.
difference in my face between yesterday and today? And one day I start looking less chunky.
See, I don't know, bro. You got me on a roller coaster. I feel like every time I see you, your face is different. You got like sometimes you're all high, sometimes you're low.
Yeah, sometimes it depends. You know, I've been having a little bit eating the shoulder because
The bread?
the bread. Like,
Oh, I thought you said the bread.
I see how unhealthy it can get.
All right, actually, let's get to the vlog. So Yair, he did a competition, a bodybuilding competition. He competed in men's physique and classic physique.
Yes.
Now, when you compete in these kind of things, you got to get very, very lean, almost unsustainably lean, like a lean, like where you're losing so much body fat that you can see every little definition in the muscle, right? Which means usually a couple weeks before your show, when you're trying to get as lean as possible, you're doing a lot of cardio.
A lot of activity, yeah.
You're
Moving a
eating
lot.
very little, very, very little. So like, I don't know, we're talking under 100 grams of carbs, right? What were your calories?
I forgot, to be honest, but it was under 2,000.
Under 2,000 calories. So like, well, I don't know, 1,000, I don't know,
Like
1,500 we'll say.
700.
Yeah, very low calories, and you're doing this over and over again. Now what the body starts doing in that case, when it's eating very little, is it's like a car, right? You have your big, giant trucks that waste a lot of gasoline, and then you have your nice economical cars, where they're very good on gas. They're not as powerful, they're not as fast, but they don't waste that much gasoline. Your body, instead of being that like monster truck, it starts turning into an economically friendly car. So it starts wasting as much energy, it lowers its metabolism. That way it gets more out of its food, like an economical car would with gas, right? You don't need to give it that much gas, it lasts a lot longer. The body does the same thing. So now your body can run on less food for longer, but the way that it does that is it slows down your metabolism. All the little things, like right now when I'm talking and moving around, you know, I'm doing all this, all those things start to slow down. Your body starts doing less of it. You start going upstairs a little differently. You start moving a little differently. Your facial expressions kind of soften a little bit so that you save and conserve as much energy as possible. And then, what you're not supposed to do after you compete is you're supposed to slowly build up your metabolism. But Yair ate probably like 20,000 calories within what, like 2 days, 3 days?
Yeah, probably more.
A lot of food. And then what your body does, it's like, oh my God, we've been eating food for so long. We've been so desperate, and it just holds on to all the food. It like keeps it. It's like, let's
And it
store it
makes you
because this
hungry.
dude's gonna starve us again. And then you get fat, and then you hold on to a lot of just liquid and puffiness. What does your body do when it's in survival mode?
You want to recover?
Holds on to liquids.
Exactly.
This is how it works. If your metabolism is scared and it's being, you know, it's going into survival, hold on to liquids.
It's like
If
a
you hit your
black hole.
elbow, it will swell up because liquids.
But it's like a black hole. You eat, you don't feel full, and you keep eating, you don't feel full. And you gain a lot of weight, you don't take it serious. So.
But anyways, that's
I
why
mean,
we're
for
talking
Sunday,
about.
I mean, I have days that, like, Sunday I did a challenge of 2,000 calories. So. I enjoy it.
I don't think they can hear you because the mic's over here, but he basically just said he did a challenge where he ate 8,000 calories, right? Which is another really smart thing to do after the show. But we do it for content.
It's for content.
It's for content.
Like,
That's all that
how many
matters.
times to lose, I already lose.
We don't care about
4
health,
pounds.
guys. Like, who cares about health? We just care about content.
Exactly. I know you still don't say that. Okay, brother. I will see you.
You did say you work today?
Yeah. I work today. I off tomorrow, but tomorrow I go into Memorial area to record content with a friend. And then I work Thursday, Sunday, Saturday. No, I work all week until Monday. Sorry.
You work all week till Monday? Oh yeah, bro.
I've been working a lot, bro. Thank you.
Yair's chasing his dreams. He wants to be an entrepreneur,
Exactly.
which is what I am, bro. It's not that fun. I'm just kidding. I love it, but it's not that easy.
It's fun. It is not easy,
It's not easy.
but it's fun.
No one's telling you when to wake up. Like, there's no accountability. You have to hold yourself accountable. There's a lot more risk involved. A lot of the times you don't know where your next paycheck is coming from, like when you're working like a 9 to 5. So you have to be definitely like, you have to believe in yourself. You have to take on a lot of risk. And you got to hold yourself accountable because, again, no one's holding your hand. No one's telling you to wake up and be at work at a certain time.
Remember, you do that for you. So, you want a better life? You don't want a 9 to 5?
Hey, bro, don't give advice until you're an entrepreneur, bro.
Huh?
When you're an entrepreneur, then you can tell them.
Are you saying I don't want to be in the mattress?
Right now, look at it, just to call it, to hold him accountable. Yair, you know what you are, bro?
Where I am, in the star, in the bottom.
Where you are right now. You're a entrepreneur. You want to be an entrepreneur. You're not an entrepreneur right now. You're an entrepreneur. When you're an entrepreneur, then you can speak on being an entrepreneur.
Okay.
Okay?
I just don't want to be in the matrix, though. I don't like
You don't want to be in the Matrix.
I don't like jobs.
He's
I don't
Neo.
like waiting for a check. I don't
He's
like...
currently in the Matrix. He's trying to break
Yeah.
out of the Matrix. But have you seen the Matrix movie?
Not yet.
You haven't seen the freaking Matrix movie? Oh my god.
Hey, I
And
watched
he's
it.
making this dude's
Tomorrow
making
by day,
Matrix
tomorrow I watch it.
references. There's another example. He's making Matrix references. He hasn't even seen Matrix.
But I know what it
He's
is.
he's all this right now.
Okay.
So like we're gonna watch this video back. Right now he's this. Now in a month, is he gonna still be this? In 3 months, in 6 months, we're gonna check in on him again. Is he still gonna be this?
Nope. Got to be making money.
He's still moving his mouth. I'm only calling him out because he talks a lot. And I might, in 6 months, I'm gonna be like, yo, Yair, you're right, bro. Or it's gonna be just this.
Or you just got to be like,
All you're gonna see is just that mouth right there, just doing that.
every time I want to be lazy.
What do you think? Do you think that motivates you?
Every time I want to be lazy, I have this guy on my mind.
You think that is that motivating you or is that discouraging you? Be
It's
honest.
motivating me.
Yeah.
I want to show you in 6 months that I did it.
Okay, as long as it does that, because I don't want to not motivate you. I don't want you to be like, you know what, Oscar's right.
No, I
Maybe
feel like
I just do talk. Maybe I should just stop. It motivates you, right?
the worst stuff is not me, bro. I cannot.
Say that again.
Ah.
The word stop is not in your vocabulary.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That word is not part of my vocabulary.
But you said it like 3 times.
I don't say it anymore.
Say what?
I don't know, brother. I will keep going. See if I have to edit
No,
this video.
honestly, I hope he does it because I'm in Alpha Land. A lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of wannabe entrepreneurs, a lot of wannabe content creators come over here. I'm not even saying I made it. I made a lot of progress, but I still got so much work to do. I'm still I have my goals and I'm still talking about them, and I still gotta do them too. You know, the
Hey,
goals get bigger and bigger and bigger.
2 weeks. I do
What happened?
another video. Do you want to do it?
What are you doing in 2 weeks?
Are we going to do on a Brazilian steakhouse to see how much our gym bro?
Hey, bro. Oh, also he owes me dinner.
Yeah, I know. So I will invite probably like that.
All right, I'll go to that one,
Hey, but we have to see how much protein we can put in one chip, bro.
dude. We're gonna go to Brazilian steakhouse. A lot of protein, a lot of meat.
Only me.
When you eat so much meat, you get the meat sweats.
Exactly.
Your metabolism's like, what the hell?
Like this.
It's like your
heartbeat is like tu- 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 tu.
Your metabolism is working overdrive trying to digest all the meat, and so you start sweating and like it's like a
horrible.
workout just to eat.
But I mean, everything for you, everything for the content.
All right, bro.
Sure.
Random
See you
fact is I believe protein, about 30% of the calories you eat from protein are used to digest the other 70%. So when you eat, like, for example, 1,000 calories worth of protein, you're only really absorbing 700. The other 300 go to digesting the other 700. I mean, you still digest all of it, obviously, but like, if you think of just like a net gain kind of thing. All right. Anyways, that was us trying to start our leg workout. For our grip, I like to go a little wider because I don't have the best mobility in my shoulders. My feet, I go like right outside shoulder width, toes slightly out, not much. Keep our weight on our heels mostly. Make sure we don't go on our toes. Set the hips back, keep the back straight. Take a deep breath. Squat down, and then come back up. I'll show you guys different angles right now. We're just warming up the bar. My legs are feeling a little tired already. The thing about squats is no matter how much weight you do, it still sucks. All right, let's move this angle a little bit. Let's go, actually let's do this. Maybe right here. That way you guys can see the side angle on the form. We just did the bar. We're literally warming up. I'm gonna put the spotters down just in case, you never know. I'll go 27. I work out alone a lot, which sounds super sad, but I prefer it. So using these like rack spotters is always very convenient. Just in case, you know, like something happens or you go too low and it's a little too heavy, you can just set them on here. You're safe. But again, here, plant the feet, set the hips back, core tight, deep breath, big chest. That's about the depth we're gonna go. We can go lower, we don't need to go lower. Just warming up, keeping the legs nice and loose. I might go a little higher on these. That way I don't have to do an extra squat. All right, so again, the workout today, back squats, leg press, Romanian deadlifts for the hamstrings, leg extensions, leg curls, and then we'll throw in some calves in there. Even though if you saw the beginning of the stream, you saw the memes that I was showing on my computer, there's a lot of genetics in calves, but it's no excuse. Gotta get whatever we can get. All right, let's add some weight. Let's do 45s. If you're a brand new beginner, I would not jump into back squats unless you feel good doing them. Maybe you did them in high school, so you have a good idea of how to do back squats. I would do something like leg press, maybe even goblet squats, a hack squat machine, something that feels a little safer before you start doing this. Maybe even a front squat, to be honest. Let's find some clips. There we go. By the way, guys, these are clips to make sure that the plates don't slide off, because let's say you're doing a squat and you're a little bit uneven, the weight will slide off, fall down, you can get hurt. So we use these to keep them on. Reminder, if you're brand new to the gym, normal, the standard barbell at a weightlifting gym, 45 pounds. So we have 45 on each side, plus 45, this is 135 pounds. Getting a good warm up, put the clips on, hit in the next set, here we go. I measure with my thumbs, I like to go a little bit wider. Make sure I don't hit the camera. Weight, core nice and tight, feet shoulder width, deep breath, squat down. Nice and easy. Let me make sure I didn't miss any. Message retracted. Pradeep, so you sent a message and you retracted it, bro. All right, let's do 25 each side. When I do legs, basically, I like to warm up with, usually I'll do 25s by themselves, then 45 by itself, or 45 and 25, and then we go to 2 plates. But like throughout the process we're warming up, we're loosening our legs a little bit. I do this for sports and for squats. We're gonna do some leg swings. By leg swings, I mean I grab onto something and I literally will swing my legs. This is to loosen up the hip. Static stretching, dynamic stretching. I prefer dynamic stretching when I'm doing exercises. Just because like if I overstretch, it will make me a little bit weaker when I'm doing my exercises, especially if I'm doing sports. So like say I'm doing like a vertical jump thing or something. But basically static stretching is like if I were to stretch my quad and I would hold it like this. But dynamic is you're kind of moving it, right? So you're stretching it through movement and it's stretching, unstretching, stretching, unstretching. All right, this is just a little bit better. That way I feel good when I'm doing sports, right? But this is what this is. Leg swings, do like 10 on each side. Loosen up the hips a bit. And they need loosening up, to be honest, because they're very tight. Other side. About 10 reps. We're gonna do side to sides. So same thing, but just side to side. Boom, in, out. We committed, guys. We're streaming for 90 days. 5 days out of the week for 90 days straight. I don't know if they're all gonna be workout streams, but we're definitely gonna try to incorporate some other types of streams. All right, so we did side to side. Now we're doing ankle rocks. This is probably one of the most important ones. I say like as a beginner, because most people have very tight ankle mobility. Right, so by ankle mobility, I mean like that, right? So what we do is we plant our foot, and then we keep our heel down and we push our knee forward. You should feel a stretch right in here. I do ankle rocks, so we kind of rock forward and back, loosening up that area. This is very important for back squats because again, if these are tight, when you do a squat, your knee's not gonna wanna go forward as far. You're gonna either go on your toes to compensate, or you're gonna like put more pressure on your back. We don't want that. We want good ankle mobility. I hope the audio is okay. Yesterday I did learn when I put my mic on the necklace that you can hear the necklace, the metal and the mic kind of like rubbing on each other. So trying to remember not to do that. We'll do about 10 on one side and then do another set of warm squats. Normally here, what I have people do, unless you're a brand new beginner, if you're a brand new beginner, squats 8 to 10 reps. If you have a little more experience, you're trying to build up your strength and you have pretty good form on your squats, then maybe like sets of 5, right? Maybe like 4 sets of 5. Today, we're doing a little bit of a different thing, so we're gonna kind of test out to see where we're at, what feels good. So we're gonna do 3 sets of 3, the last 2 sets being the sets where we're kind of like testing it out a little bit more. So here we go. Good, solid 3 reps. Felt pretty good. All right, let's get another 45. Once I start getting like a group of people to hang out during the YouTube lives, maybe like, I don't know, maybe even like 5 to 10 people, I'll start talking a little bit more about like the behind the scenes of making funny videos, making vlogs. I get a lot of people ask about fitness, just in general, because I'm a fitness coach, which makes sense. You're gonna get asked fitness questions. But believe it or not, about half the questions I get is people asking me how to make content. Because they'll go on my page, they'll go on my YouTube, my Instagram, and they'll see videos that are like over 40 million views consistently, and they're funny videos. So a lot of people are like, especially like if they have businesses and whatnot, I don't do those videos for business sakes. I do it more for entertainment. But business people, like people who are creating content, they're like, yo, Oscar, like, how do you do it? So they always ask a bunch of questions on, you know, what are the secrets and stuff. And there is like a thought process. There is like a learning that I had to do when I started making videos to help me make videos that I know are going to do really well. And so much to the point to where once I figured it out, I was like, okay, I understand I can get a lot of people to watch a video because it's funny, it's entertaining. But like, how can I speak to the people who maybe they get tired of entertainment? They're getting home from work, or they're in school and then they're watching a lot of content, entertaining themselves. And after a while, they're like, I feel like I'm meant to do a little bit more. You know, I feel like I want to get strong, I want to get confident. And then once they make that change, that I also have content ready for them to be able to consume, so that they can get in shape. You know, they can gain more confidence. Maybe they can start doing social media. Maybe they start their own business. Maybe they chase their dreams. Maybe they're inspired, whatever. So like, I want to have a little bit of both of those types of content because I know they're important. But yeah. Anyways, I haven't used this belt in so long because I normally don't do back squats. But I started doing them 3 weeks ago. This is just to make sure that we don't hurt our lower back. I'm not gonna put it on too tight, but it also looks kind of cool when you have a belt on. Looks like you know what you're doing, you know? Damn, guys, I used to be like right here at my chunkiest. Now we're almost at the very end of this belt. All right, we're gonna hit 2 plates. We're gonna hit 3 reps. We're trying to be a little quick with it. See how it feels. All right, here we go. Also, we're at Alphaland. Again, this is our main gym. Alphaland, best gym in the world. It has 3 gyms. We're currently in gym number 1. Gym number 1's theme is AC, air conditioning, a lot nicer equipment, a lot cleaner, just area. And then we have gym 2, gym 3. And let's hit these squats. So we're nice and warm for these. I have to remember not to talk while I do these. It throws me off. All right. Pretty easy, pretty chill, pretty straightforward. 2 more sets of 3. My goal is to do 2 25s and a 25 today and see how it feels. So let's jump. Let's jump like 15 pounds. Let's do a 10 and a 5. Actually, no, let's do a 10s. Let's do 2 10s on each side. Now, because we're doing 3 reps, we're gonna take a longer rest. So I'm looking at the timer, it's 10:44. So around 10:47, 10:48, we do the next one. Oh, we need another 10. Maybe during these rests, I can practice my podcast topic. But basically, I committed to doing, I had a friend, he messaged me, and he was like, yo, have you heard of High Rocks? And I hadn't heard of High Rocks at that time. So if you know what High Rocks is, It's pretty much this competition. It's like a combination of running and lifting. And I looked it up and it looked like just stuff I hate doing. Like, as a gym person that likes lifting weights, like it's cardio, it's a bunch of this high intensity, it's a lot of HIIT training, high intensity, interval training. But like something in me was like, I gotta get out of my comfort zone a little bit. So I committed and I was like, yeah, bro, let's do this Hyrox competition. So this Hyrox competition is in November 21st. And we're doing a men's doubles, meaning it's like, it's by teams, right? So like when we do the exercises, he can do half of the sleds and I can do the other half of the sleds, but we have to run together, we have to stay together on the run, so there's like exceptions, and we compete against other teams. And I was like, you know what, I need to get out of my comfort zone a little bit. I noticed like whenever I'm a little too like comfortable, I'm a little, not too happy, but too comfortable, usually it means I gotta get out of my comfort zone a little bit, because if I don't, I get stagnant, and my goals just stay stagnant, I feel stuck, right? So like I add things to get myself a little uncomfortable. Like right now, I'm doing 90 days of streaming and see how it goes. Right? I don't know how it's gonna go. I know it's gonna be tough because streaming consistently 5 times a week for 90 days, literally for the rest of the year, I know it's gonna be hard, but I committed to doing it because it is a little bit uncomfortable. It's another commitment. And uncomfortable in the sense of if I don't do it, I already told everybody I was gonna do it. So if I don't do it, it feels like my integrity takes a hit, right? And then, you know, the mind games start. But anyway, so we're doing this competition. So it requires me to start running. I need to start running. I've been running for the past 3 weeks. We just started week number 4 of training for this Hyrox competition. You know, I worked my way up to about 6-7 miles at like around a 9-minute pace. But the cool thing about running is, the only thing I like about running is the mind games that happen when you're doing the running, right? So like, while you're running, while you're on that like second mile, you know, you still have like 4 or 5 miles to go. It's very easy for your like mental to just go into victim mode, right? Where it like feels sorry for itself. And then you notice like your running frown starts. And the reason I call it the little bitch voice, right? The little voice in your head that's being a little bitch, because the reason I call it that way is because it does not need to be negative. Like once I catch myself feeling all sorry for myself and whatnot, I'm like, I'm gonna go through this run no matter what. I'm gonna finish these last 5 miles no matter what. Do I wanna finish the 5 miles feeling sorry for myself and then like wanting to quit? Or do I just slap a smile on and just think like, let's go, right? I flip the bitch voice to more of like a hardcore, like a lion, like a wolf, kind of like I lock in, right? Kind of like put my head down, give a little smirk, because I'm gonna suffer anyways through the next 5 miles. I might as well do it with a smile on my face, look at it head on, and like tackle it that way. Because if I let this little bitch voice stay in there for too long, I legit think about quitting, right? I'm like, oh, what if I just walk a little bit? You know, what if I just this? So, and I feel like this happens with literally everything that's uncomfortable, not just working out, but like maybe you're doing, you're trying to start a business and you're doing work and you're staying up late. Maybe you're being a content creator and you have to edit videos, you gotta post consistently and you're tired and like you literally just wanna go to sleep, you know, and the little bitch voice starts happening in your head where you have this dream, you know, you have to do what it takes. And this little voice starts like speaking to you, the little bitch voice, and it's like, oh, you're tired, Oscar, just go to sleep, like, da-da-da. Like, you're gonna do the work anyway, so you might as well just like think positively, because if you think positively, then the work is done very differently, right? You enjoy the work a little bit more. It's like a challenge, right? This run, I'm gonna finish the last half of the run, I'm gonna finish it with a smile on my face, like it's no big deal. And then when you finish it, you just feel a little bit more of a boss, right? When you do the workout, same thing. Instead of like doing the reps and you're like, oh, this hurts so much, you'd be like, ah, yes, it hurts, with a smile on your face, like give me more pain. And I feel like over time, as long as you remember to keep flipping that switch in your head, you'll make a lot more progress. So that's gonna be the podcast topic today. I kind of just blurted out right now on the live, that way I can kind of practice for it, but I'm gonna actually do like a formal podcast on it. Because the little voice, especially right now that I'm doing legs, I'm like, why am I doing this? Do I need to? Do I need to be squatting? No, I could do hack squats. But like the reason I would do hack squats is because back squats are just more annoying. So instead, we're flipping the switch and we'll be like, you know what, let's just do back squats. Let's get our, make sure we can like squat 315 plus for reps. And then if I want to keep squatting, I can keep squatting. And then if I want to change it to something else, then I'll change it to something else. But I want to gain my strength back. I haven't had my strength literally since COVID. Literally the day that I had to shut the gym down. Actually, no, it was 1 week before. I was talking too much in the gym. My legs got cold, and I went for a deadlift, and I like partially tore my hamstring, so I couldn't do legs for a while. COVID happened during that time, so it was convenient because I couldn't work out because all the gyms are closed. I couldn't work out legs, so it forced me to take a rest on my legs. But ever since then, I haven't had my strength back, so we're gonna slowly build our strength back up. All right, 3 reps. We have 265 on the bar right now. Should be fine. It's moving a bit slow, but that's okay. That last rep, I lost focus. I thought about something else. And so I put my weight on my toes, and it really kind of slowed me down, but that's all right. All right, we're gonna swap these 2 10s out for a 25. $225 plus 50, 275 for 3 reps. Will be our last set. Take a good rest. Looking at the timer right now. We're gonna rest for like 4 minutes, which is long because we're doing less than 5 reps. I know I get repetitive on a lot of these tips, but again, I know some people didn't watch the live yesterday. I know a lot of people are newer to the gym, or they want to get started in the gym. I know a lot of people are barely in like high school, or maybe you're not in high school. Maybe you're like, I don't know, you're in your 30s and you never really took the gym seriously. So like learning these little things can be very beneficial. But if you're doing very little reps, less than 5 reps, you take longer rests, 3 to 5 minutes. If you're doing like 6 to 12 reps, then your rest time's closer to like 1.5 minutes between the sets. If you're doing high reps, like you're doing sets of 15, 20 reps, stuff like burpees, like things like that, and then your rest can be a lot shorter. I'm not getting into the science of it, just in general, keeping it simple. I have this, I have like a cold sore on the bottom of my lip. It's so annoying. I got my first cold sore back when I was like 8 years old. And I was looking it up, and it says like you would have had to have got it from something at some point. So I'm thinking like when I was 8 years old and I drank from a straw I probably shouldn't have or something, and I got like my first cold sore. But I learned that once you get one cold sore, you will always have the cold sore. It's not a virus, but like a cold sore. It's like chicken pox. But like once you get a cold sore, it'll go away, whatever. Like you can always get it again, and it comes out whenever you're like overly exhausted, or when you are sick, when you are in the sun for too long, things like that. It'll just like resurface out of nowhere. But I haven't had a cold sore in like 2 years. It's always really annoying because it looks so ugly. Like it's not a big deal. It just looks gross. It's like a big old giant scab on your lip. This one you can't see that much because it's on the bottom of my bottom lip, so it's a little more hidden. And like I have a little bit of like a little bottom lip like facial hair here, so it just looks dark in this area. But it's so annoying. And I have like a shoot I think coming up, basically not modeling because I don't consider myself a model, but I am modeling for NASM, I believe. NASM is like the company that personal trainers use to get certified to do training. So when I first started personal training about 9 years ago, officially, I got my NASM certification. I got another one called Thrive, MBSC Thrive. And it's good because the NASM is a very good certification for personal trainers who want to work with the general public. So like your mom and pops, your average person, not necessarily like, you know, elite athletes and stuff like that, but the general public. And I don't know what, but ever since I was a personal training in the beginning, like I wanted to coach the average person because I feel like I could help them a lot more. I feel like the average person doesn't need all like the science and the breakdown. They just need to learn to love the gym, enjoy going to the gym, see what the gym could do for them, see how it can affect their confidence, see how like, it's not easy to get in shape, guys. Like, a lot of people think it is, but it really isn't. Like, if you can prove to yourself that you can consistently work out at least 3 times a week, and then more importantly, that's way more impressive, if you can control what food you put in your mouth on a daily basis for a long period of time, like, you have whatever it takes to do most of other things. Like, there's not many other things that are harder to do than control what you eat, in the sense of like habits, right? Like, if you can control what you eat on a daily basis, then, because no one's telling you like, hey, put this in your food. Oh, you can't put that in your mouth, right? Eating is like everything goes, right? Eating is not like regulated or anything like that. Like, if you want at any point to, you're at the grocery store, you can, I was there yesterday, I was at the grocery store, I saw a pack of Oreos. It was like $4 for a ton of Oreos. It's so easy for me to just grab those Oreos, put them in my cart, and then like, boom, 12,000 calories just like that. Very easy for me to do that. But every single day, controlling what you eat in your food, not only controlling and saying no to things, but saying yes to the things you should be eating. If you can do that for a long period of time, like, you have the discipline to do most other things, like start a business, be a good partner. Same thing as like if you're a boyfriend or a girlfriend and you want to commit to, I don't know, doing something intentional for your significant other at least once every single day. Maybe it's like a text, maybe it's something, but those little habits, like, it's easy to do that because you've been able to follow a food plan before, you know? If you need to start a business and every day you got to wake up super early, you know, all these little things are just habits. And if you can get in shape, you can probably do most of these other things that you're trying to do. Get good at guitar. What does getting good at guitar require? Practice. Making time out of your day, practicing for an hour or 2 every single day. I'm only using guitar because I had a guitar phase. I still have it. I actually saw it in the closet the other day. Make sure I don't miss comments. Eden, bro, I don't think you're around anymore. You're not going to see how much I lift. But if you ever come back, right now, this is what we're doing. And this is pretty hard for me right now. I'm not going to lie. We're trying to get our strength back up. We're trying to get our strength back up just because I don't want to be squatting like pretty much when I'm benching, you know? That's just like, why? All right. Here we go. Let us change the angle for this one. Let's do... See, this is a good angle, but... yeah, we'll do this angle. That way you can see my workout facial expressions. They're kind of funny. And as I get used to this, right now I'm showing the workouts, but what I think I'm going to start showing is I want to show the behind the scenes of how I make the reels. So like people who watch my reels, they laugh and they're like, I wonder how much work goes into like making these funny reels. Because people don't see, like when I make the funny reels, a lot of times I plan them out, right? I'll write it out. I have to find the right people to make the reels with. It's hard to find people who are willing to be on camera and then be like exposed to millions of people on the internet. Especially like when I have a reel, for example, I need a girl. Like it takes a very very confident girl to do my videos, because sometimes these videos I do will get so much reach, and if they are not confident people, then the comment sections get a little angry. They start like hating, start talking about appearances, start talking crap. And if you're like not a secure person on the internet, like that's gonna just eat you up. It's gonna like shell you up and whatnot. So there's very few people I've found who can take it, but the few girls that I have found that are down to do content ideas, they're really cool. They're just, you know, they're not full-time content creators, so you gotta like kind of find a good time to work with them, if that makes sense. All right. It's gonna be 3 reps. We got this. I haven't done this way in so long. I'm actually a little nervous. But again, the little bitch voice. I'm gonna do the reps anyway, so I might as well tell myself that, oh, this is gonna be cake. It's gonna be hard, but it's gonna be over before we know it. All right, stop talking, Oscar. Not bad, honestly. I probably could have done like another 2 or 3 more. One would have got a little ugly, but that's okay. All right, now we're moving on. Let's go hit a leg press. Put this roller back. Unrack these weights. You know what the cool thing about, I already told everybody I was gonna be streaming 5 times a week for the next 90 days. And you gotta use your advantages. For me, I know that one of my weaknesses is I care what people think. It depends on the people. Now, what people think of me is not gonna affect what I do, but I do at the end of the day care what people think. And knowing that, I like to use it to my advantage, right? And nobody wants to be the person that says they're gonna do something and not do it. So what do? When I need to get out of my comfort zone, I need to achieve a goal, to hold myself accountable, I like open my mouth. I tell people, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. Because if I don't do it, it's gonna look really silly. I'm gonna get judged. And because I know, although I don't like to admit it, that I do care what people think, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna hold myself accountable to it. And that's never failed me, ever. You do have to be careful though, because if you make goals, if you commit to things out loud that are super unrealistic, it's like a big jump from what you've been doing. Like, I've been a content creator, I've been doing this for a while, and I've never streamed before, but in general, I know that I can put myself in front of a camera. So this is a reasonable goal. But if you do something crazy like, I don't know, I'm gonna only sleep 5 hours a night and then like hustle and all this stuff, and then like before you know it, you crash and burn, then that whole like using social accountability to keep yourself accountable, it just falls through the cracks. Then you feel guilty, you feel embarrassed, you feel shameful, and a lot of people don't recover from that. So that's why you got to be selective of what commitments you make to yourself. But you got to make commitments. Little like, not unrealistic, but where thinking about these commitments, you feel a little off. You're like, damn, I know that's gonna be hard. I know it's doable, but like there's a little doubt in my head, I don't know. Like, that's when you know you have a good level of like a goal or a commitment. If it's like a low key, I really don't think that's possible, then maybe don't make it. If you're like, I'm probably gonna be able to do this just fine, and it's probably too easy of a goal, right? You want those goals that are just outside of reach. Well, anyways, let's move on. Let's find a leg press. The cool thing about being in this gym is there are 3 gyms. So if our leg press is taken, we can move on to the other one. But right now I'm looking, I don't think the leg press is taken right now. Oh, it is. I lied, so let's go to the other gym. We're gonna run to gym number 2. Look at this big old tripod I carry around. This is the kind of stuff that looks really silly. It's a lot of, damn, it's a party out here. Okay. Here, let me adjust this tripod. There's a whole thing going on over here. All right, gym 2 is a lot busier. There's like some kind of event going on, I think, or something. We're looking for some kind of a leg press. Yo, bro, you know if anyone's on this one? You know if anyone's on this? No? All right, we're gonna take this one. I don't know if anyone's on here, but there's nothing, there's no sweat marks or anything. We got 4 plates on each side right now. Four plates. This is like pretty much normally what I do, so like I'm gonna keep them on. My legs are already kind of warm. Normally I would put like 2 or 3 on, warm up, and then put 4 on, but we're gonna just jump right in. Now, platform placement. The cool thing about leg press is, in general, if you want to just be safe about your form, just put your feet in the middle. Right here. Not all the way out, not all the way in. Right here is a good spot. If you want to target your hamstrings / glutes a little bit more, you can go higher. If you want to target more of your quads, you can go lower. If you want to target more of your inner thigh, you can go wide. If you want to target more of your outer quad, you go close, right? We're going to get a little bit of everything, so I like to go right around here. Push off. You want to push through the heels when you do this. For the average person, just big chest, holding onto the handles. Hold on, I haven't used this in a while, sorry. There we go. You want to go all the way down to where your lower back stays on the platform. If your lower back is coming off of the bench, then you're going too low. Okay, from that perspective, I see what you're talking about. Knowing it's softer than it's me, I was trying to find out where I lost the man, but maybe I ain't losing at all. Yeah, I keep moving forward and then it's stagnant, they ain't moving at all. That's it, pretty straightforward. This is what I mean by your lower back, by the way. Because one of the common questions I would get when I was a trainer is when people did leg press, they never know how low to go. Can you see? No, you can't see. I'm sweaty right now, it's humid, by the way. Alright, so if we look here, when we're doing our leg press, you have your lower back. You want this lower back to be on this platform, right? When I go down, my knees come close to my chest. If my legs start doing this, that's too low. So the lower back starts coming off of the platform. That's where you can get hurt, you know. Keep this here, go as low as you can. As long as it stays there. Your butt can come off of the platform a little bit, but as long as your lower back stays right here, that's as low as you should go. But look at Gym 2 vibes, guys. We got the bay doors open. People are working out, people are lifting, people are making content. There's tripods everywhere, there's a tripod there, because again, we're in a content creator gym. We got the Alpha Elite logo. Use code Oscar, 10% off. Learn more, dream more, be more. Right, looks sick. Fresh air from the outside there. Fresh air from the outside over here. Sky's blue, couple clouds. It's a pretty good vibe. The music's really loud in here, that's why I keep talking, so I'm less likely to get copyrighted, but we might still get copyrighted anyways. The lesser the better though. Alright, let's hit another set. Here we go. Right in the middle. We're pushing through the heels, not through the toes like this, but right here. Nice and easy. The only annoying thing about leg press is unracking these weights. Now I know tomorrow we have a 5-mile run in the morning, so hopefully my legs, so we're kind of taking it easy. We're doing 3 sets of everything, not going crazy, because I want to make sure my legs are like decent for this. It's either a 5 or a 6-mile run. Hopefully it's a 5. But I need my legs. Six to 8 reps, so our rest time is gonna be closer to like a minute and a half to 2 minutes. So the timer right now says 11:09. So once we're like close to 11:11, then we'll start the next set. I have a funny video coming out today. Hopefully you guys like it. It's actually a leg day video, so every time I do a leg day video, they do pretty well. I'll Photoshop the legs, make them look nice and small, because people find that really funny. And then I also have to edit a YouTube video that's gonna go up tomorrow. But yeah, and that's where we're at. Music just got louder, so I gotta keep talking so I don't get copyright. If I get copyright, it's no big deal. It's not like these lives are making any money right now. And honestly, I'm not even doing it for the money because I'm making money off of the other stuff, of my coaching and whatnot. But if live gave me a couple bucks a month, then why not, you know? All right, one more set. Not that heavy. Focusing on the form. Be nice and even. We're gonna go toes straight. You can go here, change up the form. You can go here whenever I want to hit more of my quads, but we're gonna stay right here. More neutral for the average person. All right. 3 more. Now this is a different kind of a leg press. I think this is the only gym I've ever seen this type of leg press. But I really like it. And most leg presses are like the sled leg presses, where there's like a sled that you're pushing up and down. I like those too. Now to do the most annoying part of the leg press. Put the weights away. I feel like putting weights away is a workout in itself, to be honest. This is like Gym Bros cardio right here. It's just putting plates away. There's a motivational saying that it's like with every new level brings a new devil. So the idea is, as you level up in life, there are new devils, there are new obstacles that are getting higher levels. So your problems get bigger as you get bigger, but the idea is you are more capable of handling those bigger problems because you're leveling up. Same thing happens at the gym. As you get stronger, especially on leg press, the more weight you add. But it also means there's more weight that you have to take off, which can be a pain in the butt.
Yes. Yes. Wait. Again and again. Again and again. Yeah.
Almost. 2 more.
Yo.
A lot of people leave the plates, but I've worked with like a lot of just a normal average person who's trying to get healthy, and even a plate is too heavy for them sometimes. You gotta be like considerate of that. When you're thinking of leaving weights on, you're like, oh, I'll just leave one plate because everybody can do one plate. That's not the case for a lot of people. Alright, we're gonna grab wipe because obviously we're gonna wipe down our equipment after use. And then we're gonna go find a Smith machine. Alright, let's go. Let's go. Let's go to gym 1.5. And you're like, Oscar, how is there a gym 1.5? There's a gym 1, there's a gym 2, there's a gym 3. But the 1.5 is between gym 1 and gym 2. So we look right over here. Let me switch the camera actually. We got that big white building. It's gym number 1. Gym number 2 is this outdoor style bay, doors open kind of building. Gym 3 is right over there. In between that gym 1 and gym 2, there is this gym. There's a little bit more down there too. But here, we call it gym 1.5, gym 1.5. And we're gonna come over here to use the Smith machine. Also, there's nobody here, so it's nice. It's not that much music, so I don't have to keep talking to make sure I don't get copyright. We can just kind of chill right here. but we're gonna do some RDLs. I like using the Smith machine for RDLs. Just because I was working out with a buddy, and I used to always just do RDLs with the free barbell, but we did it with Smith machine one day and I liked it, so now I'll change it up and do Smith machine RDLs. I feel like it's safer for like beginners. It's a little safer on the back. Now RDLs is a tricky movement because I've known so many people that get hurt doing RDLs because it puts some pressure on the lower back. So if you don't do it right, if you're like putting too much weight on one side, you'll hurt, you know, your left side of your lower back and then the other side, you know, whatnot. So you have to make sure your form is proper for this one. Deadlifts in general can be risky, but RDLs are very, very beneficial for your hamstrings, for your stability, for your hip hinge movements, because the hips are so important. But basically, you go shoulder width. We want to get really close to the bar because all we're doing is we're going to slide this bar down the quads, you know, to the knees, and then come back up. We want to keep a good posture. If you roll your shoulders while you're doing this, you're putting more pressure on your lower back, and we don't want that. We want to kind of put more pressure on our hamstrings, right? So we're going to go here on rack. Step into the bar, keep the chest nice and big, lats engage, our back is straight. We're gonna slide down the quads, set the butt back, slide down the shins, feel a stretch in the hamstrings, and then come back up, just like that. Squeeze the glutes. Boom. Make sure we're even, we're not pushing off of one foot more than the other. If we are, then adjust your stance to make sure you're even. Go a little closer on the feet. It's not a deadlift. It is a Romanian deadlift, but it's not a normal deadlift. Specifically for the hamstrings, we're trying not to use too much back. I'm gonna change the angle so you guys see the knees. Because as you do this, the bar's staying really close, your knees are slightly bent, your hips are going back, so it should look just like this. Not like that, right? Big chest, back engaged. Boom. For the hammies. A little bit of glutes too, a little bit of lower back. There's a funny joke in the gym scene where if you do any exercise bad enough, if you do any exercise with bad enough form, it's lower back exercise. And we don't want our exercises to be lower back exercises unless they're specifically meant for lower back exercises like hyperextensions and stuff like that. But let's add some weight. We're gonna do 3 sets, about 8 reps. We're doing outside. Texas, Houston's very humid, so I'm sweating a lot. That's okay. All right, you know what I should have done? Now I'm thinking about it. I was in Japan for a whole month. I should have went live. All right, let's change up the angle so you guys can see what I mean about the legs and the knees. Let's go right there. Let's flip the camera. That way you can see the side form here. All right, so we're getting close to the bar. Knees are going to be slightly bent. Big chest, back nice and straight. Deep breath. Slide down the quads, slide down the shins, stretch, pull back up, just like that. Keep losing count. Nice and easy 8 reps. Oh man, it is hot outside. This is gonna be a long ass live. I don't know how many views this is gonna get. But hey, if it helps just one person, then I consider it a win. There we go. It's funny, whenever I start doing something new, Like right now, this whole live streaming thing is very, very new. I do a lot of research on it. I want to increase my chances of, I've always, ever since I was like a kid, like whatever I do, I just have to do it well. Even if it's like a new sport. Like I remember when I got into golf for the first time, I was like obsessed, right? I was like, I didn't even like golf that much, but I'm like that. I don't like to be bad at anything. So whenever I do something new, like golf, I'll look up forum videos, I'll study, record myself, see if I'm doing it right, and I got good at golf. You know, I did the same thing with basketball, with volleyball. Volleyball I ended up liking a lot, so that one stuck around till this day. I still play a lot of volleyball. Working out started the same way. We started working out. I did not like the fact that I didn't know what I was doing, so I remember I found Steve Cook back in the day. He was like one of the first influencers, but it wasn't on social media. It was like bodybuilding. And yeah, I would just watch his forum videos. I did like his program. It was Big Man on Campus. And I learned a lot of working out from that. And that's what made me actually go into college for exercise science. A random buddy invites me to pickleball. And all of a sudden I'm like, I can't suck at pickleball. So I make sure I get good enough to win. I was just talking about this 6'7" thing and how I still don't understand the meme, but is it 6'7" or 67? Which one's the meme? I still don't get it. It's like back in the day, there was a song that said, I don't know, it always changes. The number's always different. Just 6'7", got it. I think the whole point of the 6'7", if it's like the memes that I've just like always known of, like that one song, is it 2338? I don't know. Then it's literally it's just a meme. It's just something people say. People like made it a meme, but it's really like there's no deep meaning behind it or anything. Unless there is, and I'm wrong. I don't know. But let's hit this last set. If you see right now, I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but I'm sweating so much that this bar is really wet. So I know it's gonna be slippery. So I'm gonna do an alternative grip just to make sure it doesn't like slip out of my hands for this one. Yeah, it's very slippery. Just a good stretch. A solid 8 reps. Woo, easy. All right, let's get these weights off. So far, the shoulders and arms video has been the best video, or the best live I've done so far. Probably because people want to grow their shoulders and arms, which makes sense. People don't really care about leg day, which also makes sense. I'm gonna do a poll for Instagram tomorrow. I'm gonna ask people, if you can only work out one of these for the rest of your life, which one would it be? And we'll have categories. We'll do shoulders and arms, we'll do legs, we'll do chest, and we'll do back. And see how many people vote shoulders and arms, how many people vote legs, because I wanna see if you could only train one of those for the rest of your life. I know for a fact that most dudes are not gonna put leg day. Maybe the girls, I do have a girl following me, but I think I have more dudes following me, so I don't think legs will win. But we'll do it tomorrow. I'm pretty sure the answer is gonna be shoulders and arms. People like training arms. Big arms look good. They're cool. All right, let's find a leg extension or something. All right, we got one right here.
I heard that word.
some leg extensions. Leg extensions, honestly, probably the best exercise to grow your quads. If you want quad growth, leg extensions. I'm thinking like there is no other exercise that's gonna grow more than that. Because this focuses specifically on the quad muscle. You can do like squats, hack squats, and you're gonna get strong. Your quads, hamstrings, your glutes, your back, your core. It's not focusing on just the quads. So the biggest quad grower is right here, for the leg extension. Now we're using the prime movement. So the cool thing about this movement is you can control how heavy it is throughout your whole movement. If you want it harder at the bottom, like where I'm at right now, you put the weights how I have them right now, the top and the middle. If you want it harder towards the top of the movement, you put them at the bottom, right? It's just like a physics thing. But we're doing more for growth, right? Because we're trying to grow our chicken legs. So this is good for us here. See how it feels. So it's harder right here, this spot. Quad is the longest, and when you focus on the longest part of the muscle, that's when it grows, right? When we come up here, the quad is shorter, just shortened, which is good. You want full range of motion when you do these, but you really want to focus on the part where you're lengthening your quad if you want to grow those quads. Warming up, this feels pretty good. We're gonna do like 10 to 12 reps on these. I think we're at like 6 or 7, 8, 9, controlling the bottom part. It's a pretty good weight. Let's add more though. Let's add a 45. All right, let's see if we can give you guys a better angle on this. So right here. So again, muscle growing one-on-one. If you want to really focus on the eccentric part of the movement, the eccentric is basically, like I'm going to use bicep example because it's the easy one. The bicep gets longer on the way down, it gets shorter on the way up. Right, so you can be explosive on the curl, but you control the movement or it's getting longer. Same thing with the quads, right? Your quad basically, this little like tendon you have right here, your quad squeezes and pulls the leg up just like this. And when it gets longer, right, that's the part you want to focus on. So you can kind of squeeze and then go down nice and controlled, nice and slow as the muscle's getting longer if you want to grow the quads. Same thing goes with triceps, right? The triceps get longer here, they shorten. Here, chest, they get longer as you go back, they get shorter as you go forward. So when you go back, go nice and slow, and then you can be explosive. Squeeze, slow, 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 slow. Every muscle, this applies to abs. Your abs will grow on the way, not when you crunch, right, but on the way down. Control, control, control. Crunch, be explosive. Control, control, control. Literally every movement. So let me get out of this guy's way a little bit. Let's go right there. Basic leg extension form. Want to make sure your butt's on the pad and it stays on the pad. So by doing this, gripping these, pulling yourself down, pulling your butt towards the seat, make sure you're not cheating the range of motion. You want to go as deep as you can, so as much as your knees can bend, the better. Come up, squeeze, slow, 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 all the way to the bottom. Squeeze, just like that. Control. Don't just run through it. The people who are really focusing on the controlling part of the movement, that's the difference between somebody working out a year and one person getting the same results as the other person, but it took one person 4 months to do it versus the entire year. Because the one that did it for the entire year is probably not focusing on their form that much. They were just going, doing the reps. Right here. Oh, lactic acid. Feel it? It's funny, whenever I would coach people in person, I realized that I grew up playing sports. I grew up putting my body through like being tired, being winded, you know, your legs hurting from the running or from the jumping or whatever. And I forget that not everybody grew up that way. There are people who grew up their whole life without feeling that type of pain. So, you know, when they go to the doctor's office and the doctor's like, yo, you got to get into the gym, start to change up your lifestyle, get healthy. And they do like an exercise like leg extensions for the very first time. And they feel that pain in their quad when they're doing it, which is normal when you're working out. They think it's a bad thing. They think like, oh my God, I'm gonna get hurt and stuff. And I have to explain like, nope, that's just part of the process. Like when you're working out, you're kind of like breaking apart the muscle fibers a little bit so your body can repair it, make it stronger. That's just exercise 101. Or even then, like after they work out and they're sore, they've never been sore in their entire life and they think something's wrong with them. And I remember I had like, not many people, but a handful of people that will call me the next day and they're like, hey, I can't do this. Like I'm hurt, I'm injured, you know, and whatnot. And I would take them through the most basic exercises, like very basic stuff. Like I would have them with no weight at all whatsoever, sit on a box, stand back up. Sit on a box, stand back up, right? Make sure they get their break, but again, they don't do this. So they've never done anything like it. So in their head, they're like, oh my God, I'm hurt, I'm injured, but they've never felt soreness before. They've never felt lactic acid build up in their muscles before. So, yeah, a little personal training insight, because I feel like there's a lot of people that want to become personal trainers, but they don't know what personal training is about. I've been getting people in shape for so long, and I've seen a lot of new trainers come in and out. And the idea of being a trainer is cool, right? Especially like when you're younger. You get to wear gym clothes. You don't have to go to work and wear like a uniform. You get to help people, right? People like helping people. It feels good when you help people. That's why a lot of people get into the medical field and like just things that help people in general. You get to help people, you get to wear gym clothes, you get to work out, and it seems cool. Like I think for the most part, when I was younger, being a fitness trainer, being a coach is a cool job, right? People want to have cool jobs. People don't want to have lame jobs. And being a fitness person makes you look like a little cooler, right? You can tell people, yeah, I'm a personal trainer. And one thing you realize when you first start personal training is you can learn exactly how to get somebody in shape, right? I like studied for this. I knew how workouts went. I knew form. I knew how to do, you know, how to get people to grow muscle, get stronger. Like I learned the exercise portion of things. Oh, you could always learn more, but I learned enough to get plenty of people in shape at the time. And then you learn the food stuff. You're like, the food is the most important part, right? You learn how to do macros, how to do meal plans. Basically where you can be like, if that person follows the stuff that I give them, they're gonna get in shape. So then you become a personal trainer and you're like, all right, I have all the solutions to all your problems, and that's legit how you feel. You feel like you have the knowledge to help anybody, right? They come in, they tell you their situation, and then you're like, oh, perfect. Do this workout, do this food plan, and you will get to your goal. And it's like a happy moment. And then before you know it, because you're a brand new personal trainer and you don't know how human psychology works, is you just literally handed the person, showed them exactly what to do, gave them all the solutions. It's like you give them a treasure map and you're like, follow this map and you will find the treasure. Quickly you learn that just because you give a solution to someone, just because you give the map to somebody, doesn't mean they're gonna do it. It's like, hey, here's how you fix those problems. Doesn't mean people are gonna do it. Hey, this is the workouts. They don't do it. So then you realize, oh, this personal training thing isn't as black as white as I thought it was gonna be. I thought I was just gonna like give people the solutions they needed, they were gonna do it, but that's not how it works. So now you have to like add one of the most complicated things that you can know as a personal trainer, which is like the exercise psychology portion of things. How do you convince people? How do you motivate people? How do you help people build up their discipline? How do you help people break their bad habits? How do you play the mental game so that you can actually genuinely get people in shape? Because you can take a route as a personal trainer and be like, you know what, I'm gonna give them their workouts and food, and if they follow it, cool. If they don't follow it, then that's not my fault. But like, if you get into personal training for the right reasons, you don't want that. You want to help people. So you try to get every little advantage you can possibly get, learn the psychology portion of things. That way, you can actually genuinely help people out. And when you help people out, it feels really good. And that's the part people have the hardest time with. New personal trainers, they see the personal training job as like a really pretty, really cool thing, but then they realize, oh, Like, I didn't get that person in shape. I feel guilty. Like, I feel bad for them. Like, you start struggling with them because you relate, right? You want them to get in shape, and if they don't, like, it kind of like affects you a little bit because you want them to do well. Also, too, just because you become a personal trainer doesn't mean people are going to be like, oh, a personal trainer? Cool. I'm going to hire him. Like, people don't hire you. You have to convince people to hire you. Not only you have to convince people to hire you, but you have to convince people to take a risk and take a chance to sign up for the gym or to get in shape in the first place. There's so many people, again, that would come into the gym and they were like literally like in my chair, like tearing up, crying because they were unhealthy. They just got broken up with. They were very obese. They were not confident in their body. They did not want to look at the mirror. They wore really big clothes to hide it. And I'd be like, oh, perfect. They're ready to make a change. And they wouldn't sign up. I would never see them again. And then maybe like 2 years later, they come back to the gym. They're even worse now. They're heavier now. They're even less confident because they dug their hole deeper. And then I'd be like, damn, if I would have convinced this person to start their fitness lifestyle or their healthy lifestyle 2 years ago, they wouldn't be here right now. And as a trainer, you see that over and over and over again where people are like, yo, hey, I'm interested in like getting in shape. And because you don't convince them, they don't get in shape, right? So it feels like it's your duty to get good at convincing people to get into fitness. And that's another skill. That's where you get into you can call it in the gym, you can call it sales, right? How do you convince people to sign up? Because if you don't, that person's not going to change. So then you start learning, okay, how do you play that game? How do you convince people to sign up so that they can change their life? Because if I don't, it's going to be my fault when they don't get in shape. And that's just how you think. Obviously, you can't control what people do, but you have a big influence. So that's where you learn sales. That's where you learn, like, how do you convince somebody to realize that they are in pain, their situation sucks. How do you get them to realize that? How do you get them to like forget about all the justifications and excuses they have in their head, like, fitness, you don't really need that, it's just a luxury. Like, I'll eventually get it together, I'll eventually get in shape. How do you get them to like ignore all that stuff, look at where they're at, see that they have an issue so that they can pull the trigger and take a chance? Because once you get them to sign up, then it's a different game. Now it's like, okay, well, they're in. How do I get them to like working out? Get them results kind of quick so that way they can see their body changing. It keeps them motivated. How do you make it sustainable where it's not like you're overdoing it to the point to where they're going to burn out in like 2 weeks and then like just not come back ever again? How do you find the fine line where you get people to like the gym, to do it in a sustainable way so they see it's possible for them? Because if it's like crazy exercise, crazy diet, they're going to be like, I have to do this for another 6-8 months. I don't think I could do it, right? How do you make it reasonable? How do you make them believe in themselves? And then once you get them in shape, you're like, oh, it's done. It's not done. I learned this as a trainer. I got a lot of people in shape, amazing transformations. Now you're like, oh, I got to make sure they keep these habits. How do I keep them to stay in shape? Well, that's another psychology altogether. You got to like change their habits. You got to change their way. It's like a whole ball game, guys. It's a whole ball game. But the cool thing is, once you figure out how to start getting in shape, how to get in shape, once you've done it, it's not easy to do. Once you've done it and you've kept it, everyone who I've ever met that's been able to do that spreads the message. They're like, I discovered something really cool that's changed my life, that's made me more confident, that I need to show other people this. Because like, I remember when I was like in a hole and I was like really sad, I was not confident, I wouldn't socialize, I wouldn't anything. I felt like my life was just being held back because I had zero confidence, and fitness helped me do that. I feel like when I was at that point, I wish somebody would have took my hand and showed me how to do it so I could have discovered this earlier. So anybody who has ever gotten in shape and like it's helped them out in life, they want to spread the message. And that's kind of like what my goal is as a personal trainer. I've done it for myself. I used to literally, like at 18 years old, I was like 135 pounds, very scrawny. And then because I wanted to gain weight, I like ate so much food. I drank a gallon of milk every single day. I was working out and I learned how to gain weight. Then I gained too much weight. I was literally fat. And when you're skinny your whole life, you never think you're fat. So it took me to see a picture of me in the pool to see my big ass love handles, my puffy face, and I was like, oh dang, I let it get too far. So then I had to learn weight loss. And now I'm like more confident than ever. Obviously I'm still getting more in shape because I want to keep getting better shape and whatnot. But now that I've learned how to do this, I'm like, I need to show other people like what the gym could do for them, you know, what eating good could do for them, what whenever I hear people telling me like, oh, I have no energy, I have no time, you know, I'm weak, you know, I feel like I'm dragging through the day, you know, whatnot. I feel like I'm not setting an example for my kids, you know, I told myself I would never get fat and stuff. I'm like, I got you. Here's a solution, but you gotta convince people. All right, and then what? Let's do the set. All right, let's move on. We're spending too much time on this live. It's gonna be like a 2-hour live. I'm being nonchalant about it, but I just like hit my shin really hard on the machine. I'm trying not to limp because I don't want people to know. I just hit myself on the shin really hard and it hurts. The pain's not going away yet. I hit it right here. I think I hit like this edge right here or something. Anyways, let's hit a hamstring curl. Hamstring curl's taken. Actually, it's not. It's open. I like it. We're gonna do the lying hamstring curl. I like this one. It's gonna be an awkward angle, but that's all right. This one you always want to wipe down this part because that's where your face is gonna be. And if someone just used it and they were breathing into it, you don't want that. So let's go here. That's good there. Lower the angle. I'm gonna do 3 sets, same thing, like 8 to 10. I don't think there is a proper camera angle for this movement. It's just an awkward movement. What's up, guys? Oh, there we go. We'll do it like this. Leg curl, just like that. Go down slow, come up, good pace, go down nice and slow. This is for the hamstrings. This is the most awkward exercise for the camera. I mean, I don't care. I just know, like, for you guys, you're like, oh, if you just tuned in, you're like, what's going on here? I've seen a lot of memes on this. This is how basically how you come up with an idea. Everyone, the number one question people come out ask me is, Oscar, how do you come up with your ideas? Literally every person I know, I promise you, comes up with ideas every single day. They just don't act on it, right? So like, for example, most people have done a lying hamstring machine. They're doing the exercise and they have the thought of like, oh, this is a little awkward. Here's an awkward position. And you like giggle to yourself, haha, this is like awkward. Or maybe you're working out with a friend and you're like, oh, this is awkward, right? You make fun of it. You just came up with an idea right there, right? You make it into a video, you put the camera angle down there, right? You're like, and then you show how awkward the movement is and you make a joke out of it. And boom, then you have a funny real idea. Simple. I know not everybody wants to do funny videos, but that's how you come up with ideas, right? If something happens during your daily life, maybe you make like awkward eye contact with someone at the gym, and you're like, well, that was awkward. That made me feel awkward. Let me make a video about it. And then other people who feel awkward when that happens too are gonna relate to it. They're gonna think it's funny and like the video, right? And that's how you come up with ideas. Literally, just like that. They come to you. You just write them down. What else? Wiping down the machine. All right, maybe that brings an idea in your head. Maybe you're like, when you forget to wipe a machine before you do lying hamstring curls, and then you do it, and then you like put your face into like somebody else's like sweat, and it just looks super gross. And then people watching it are like, that's disgusting, and they have a reaction. There's a video idea right there. There's just so much ideas. Literally every day you're coming up with ideas. You write them down, save them for later. If you can make them better, make them better. But out of like the 20 ideas that you come up with randomly in your head throughout the day, just from living life, maybe one of those is a really good one. And then you make one video, record one video every single day, right? And boom, you come up with ideas. That's literally content 101. All right, here we go. All right, let's go a little heavier for this last one. Oh. Normally I do at least 2 calf exercises, but today I think we're gonna stick to 1. Just for the sake of the video, it's already at 100 minutes. We just hit the 100-minute mark. It's 11:46 a.m. right now here in Houston, Texas. We're on live. If you're new here, we're going live 5 times a week for the next 3 months, the next 90 days. We're sticking to it. We're not missing. Recently, I've done a lot of workouts, but probably do, I don't know, a bunch of other stuff too as I get more comfortable. The only brand I am sponsored by, which is my favorite brand, I've been following them for like 11 years now, is Alpha Elite. If you use code Oscar, you get 10% off on any Alpha Elite clothes. So these shorts for, oh shoot, look at quads. Let's go, we got a little pump going on. This shirt, sick. I like tank tops a lot, but on leg day, there's no point in having a tank top because we're hiding the arms anyways, we got no pump. So on my leg days is usually when I wear these shirts. Or when I'm playing sports, like when I play indoor volleyball, I'll wear this because it's very stretchy. It doesn't restrict my swings, right? My shoulder movement for volleyball. And for sand volleyball, honestly, I don't even wear a shirt. I just play with no shirt. Because I got lean, I got some abs, so I'm comfortable enough to take my shirt off when I play sand volleyball. And everybody takes their shirt off during sand volleyball. It's so hot. It's very hot. You're playing on sand. It's very tiring, so. But when I was 25% body fat, I probably would keep my shirt on, to be honest, because the love handles are a little bit, they get in your head a little bit. All right, last set here. You know, honestly, one of the reasons I didn't stream before was because I thought it was gonna distract me too much from my workouts, and it is, but like not enough to where I don't think it's, like I'm still gonna get stronger, I'm still gonna get in better shape. Even if I'm streaming, even if the workouts aren't 100% focused, like it's enough. That's what I tell like people who are starting out at the gym, like you don't need to work out. You don't need to take it that serious to get in shape. If you work out at least 3 times a week for at least 45 minutes and you watch your food, you'll get in shape. If you got a beer belly, you got a little stomach, you got some love handles and you just want to get rid of them, you don't need more than 3 workouts a week. Obviously, if you can work out more, you'll get results a little bit faster. But at the end of the day, it comes down to food. So if you stick to your food, you work out 3 times a week, you're chilling. But if you're like me and you want to enjoy food even more and have more food, and you work out a little bit more so that you can eat a lot more food. And right now on a daily basis, just to maintain, I get to eat like 2,700 calories every single day. If I want to be on a surplus, then I'll eat like 3,300. And I enjoy that a lot more. All right, calves, let's do calves. Last exercise and then we'll call it. Let's put this guy right here. Let's go right there. Depending on the calf exercise you're doing, you want to keep your knee bent just slightly, and you want to hold that angle while you're doing the movement. That way you get a little bit more of the calf, right? Don't lock out your knees. It just works out your calves a little bit differently. So like for me, right there is pretty, yeah, let's go lower. Let's go lighter weight because we're going to focus on our form, control it. So here, our knees are slightly bent. I'm going to show you what my feet are doing since it's not an angle. We're basically extending. And then we're going back all nice and slow, getting a deep stretch in the calf and the ankle. Calf stretch, knees are still slightly bent. And then boom, we press back up. All right, so go down nice and slow. So this is where the calf is getting longer. And then boom, like that. That's all we're doing. We're doing like 12 to 15 here, higher reps. The muscles that are used a lot more often on a daily basis, those you can do higher reps on, right? So like calves, you use calves every single day. You're walking around every day, your calves are always getting a workout. So you can get away with training them with 15 reps, 20 reps to kind of grow them a little bit. So the other muscle group that you use a lot on a daily basis that you can, and because you use it so much, you can train it a lot more often because it heals pretty quick, is your core, your abs. You can train abs every single day and they'll recover. All right, let's do this because, there we go. We'll hit 3 sets of this. But yeah, guys, I don't know who made it to the end. We're just finishing up this calf exercise and then we'll call it, but if you're making it to the end of these lives, maybe you're watching the replay, you're skipping around and you're watching the end, I don't know, like, this is all new to me. I'm doing a live for 1 month straight, and then after a month, I'm gonna look back and be like, okay, what can I improve on? What could I do better? What did people like? What did people not like? And then based on that, month number 2, I'll adjust, and I'll do that for month number 3 as well. And as long as I do it for like the next 3 months, it's gonna really show me what people like, and then depending on how it goes, you know, I can improve. Because yeah, at the end of the day, just doing the thing is the most important part. But also you want to like strategize around it a little bit, right? But you have to strategize while you're doing it. You don't want to like wait till you figure out the perfect strategy and then start the thing. Otherwise you're just not going to do it because you're never going to have the perfect strategy. You want to like figure it out as you go while you're taking action, while you're doing it. Same thing with working out. Like literally, I've had clients before who they don't want to start working out until they like learn everything about working out. And I'll be like, yo, I don't even know everything about working out yet. I've learned most of the stuff I've learned is from doing it. Even when I was like getting my bachelor's degree, I learned more from hiring a coach to coach me and to get me in shape than I ever did at school. Because at school you learn all this stuff, but when you're actually in person using the machine, a lot of that stuff is like, oh, how do I use it on here? You know, it's not until you actually grab the machine, you see how the machine works, that you start actually learning how to do it. Even food, same thing. I learned all this stuff about nutrition, but it wasn't until like I actually did it myself where I really learned everything I needed to know about just nutrition 101, getting in shape. No, I know this too much. All right, here we go. Stretch. I know I make fun of my legs a lot, guys, but to be honest, I feel like they're fine. I don't need them to be any bigger. I'm gonna grow them just because like if my arms grow, then obviously I want my legs to kind of keep up, but I really don't care. But I should care a little more because again, we're doing leg day and we want to take it serious. We want to get gains. It does feel good when the quads grow a little bit more. It feels good like when you have shorts on and then people get to see like, you know, hey, this guy's doesn't completely skip leg day, you know? There's a little bit of this. I'm not saying I would like check out dudes when I was a kid, but I remember we had a PE teacher who was like jacked, and he would wear like shorts like these, but he had these quad insertions, and I'd be like, yo, like that's crazy. Like I want to have I want my quads to do that. I don't know what quads were at the time, obviously, but like, whoa, that dude's like buff, you know? I'm pretty sure if I find this PE teacher now, I would look at the quads, and maybe in my head, because I was a kid, they weren't as, it's just like when I was a kid and I saw Spider-Man 1 for the first time, and he transformed and he was like in super good shape after he got bit by the spider. When I was a kid, I was like, oh my gosh, like that is a dream physique. And then I just rewatched the movie like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, oh, it was like, I mean, it's not a bad physique, but like my standards have changed since I was little. Now he's like for a teenager, playing a teenager in the movie, it's like, oh, that's good shape. He looks athletic, you know? But like the standards have shifted. Everyone who I thought was like super jacked when I was a kid is not as jacked anymore. And also, I mean, obviously things have changed. especially with like social media didn't exist back then. Not everybody was like taking drugs, you know, up the butt to like look like bodybuilders and whatnot. And now it's all over the internet. Everyone's just not naturally in shape anymore. Not everyone, obviously. There's still a few of us who are keeping it natural. Oh, all right. All right, guys, that's it. That's all. Thanks for, we made it to 110 minutes, 111 minutes now. But we went live, we live streamed our whole leg workout. And yeah, that's day number 4 of going live. I'm loving it so far. I work out, I might as well live stream it. Yeah, it takes a little longer. Yeah, it distracts you from the workout a little bit because you're like focused on the camera and whatnot, but like, I'm not like, I like fitness, I like staying in shape, I like to play sports, but I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm not like taking this super seriously. I'm not working out because it's like my duty to make a living off of bodybuilding competitions and whatnot. So for me, if the workout's just 80% as good as it could be, it's good enough for me. But anyways, that's it, that's all. Have the best day of your entire life, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow I might stream something a little bit different. It might not be a workout, because I don't think I have a workout tomorrow. I have a long run in the morning. I think I'm hitting like 6 miles in the morning, so maybe I'll do like a Q&A cooking stream. I don't know, we'll do something. But anyways, that's it, that's all. For the best of your entire life. See you guys in the next one.